I think they perceive us as fun. I would hope so.
So I didn't really do any research into colleges, TBH, and my name is Ruth Rodriguez.
JD Colley.
Jackson.
Dave.
Kelsey Shore.
Della Goins.
Amanda Damrow.
Joseph Gordine.
Neil Phipps.
This is Ty Carricker. I'm from Roswell, Georgia.
What made you decide to attend Georgia College?
I decided to come to Georgia College because I thought it would be like the most surefire, quickest route to get to Georgia, because that was my dream school for a really long time, and I thought I would just stay for a little bit and transfer after maybe my first or second year.
I didn't really want to go to a huge school. Like, I had gotten into FSU, and I just the vibe was not there, and I wanted like in-state tuition. So this was kind of a last-minute thing because Georgia State is so close to home and so big that I just didn't want to do that. So Georgia College it was.
I didn't really have many friends in high school at all, and the whole reason that I initially wanted to go to a big school like UGA or the other SEC schools I applied to was so that I would have as many opportunities to make friends as I could. But then I got here and I was instantly proven wrong, and I was shown that there were definitely people for me here, and I clicked with them pretty much instantly. And it's just been a really great thing. I'm from a really small town, and I went to a school where if you weren't a certain type of person, it was going to be pretty difficult for you to get along socially. So to be connected with other people like me for basically the first time in my life was a pretty big deal. Yeah, I guess I would just say having friends for the first time has been really nice.
I went to high school with Ruth at Hebron, and she ended up going to Georgia College, and I went to Kennesaw. And a year afterwards, or like around like half a semester afterwards, I was like, "Hey, how is it down there at GCSU?" And she was like, "It's pretty cool." So I did some research and figured out that they're a really good liberal arts school.
Custer is not participating.
The first person I met was Ruth Rodriguez. We were suite mates freshman year, so we met at orientation. It was a random suite mate. But then I had to move, but we still were friends. But yeah, so we lived together sophomore year, and that kind of introduced me more into the friend group, living with her our sophomore year.
And then I met JD later whenever he was playing the piano in the community room. And it was lit. Showed up at my door the first night we moved in with all of his roommates. Gabe was one of them, actually. It was him, Gabe, RJ, who I would go on to actually live with sophomore year, and Davis. We don't really talk about him. Not cool. Not the vibe. But yeah, they showed up and they were like, "Did you guys order these Oreos?" No.
One thing that stands out to me, or a memory that stands out to me as a group, was when we were at Dungeons and Daiquiris singing karaoke, and one of our friends, Kinsley, was singing Viva La Vida, and we all kind of like linked arms like this, and we were all kind of singing around like this, and I don't know, I thought that was a really good memory, and kind of like one of our first times, like I felt like I had a good community and like a good group of friends here, and it just felt really special in that moment.
It felt very threatening, everybody being so close already, like felt like kind of an add-on, but I mean, I liked everybody for the most part, so.
So definitely when we first all became friends freshman year, we were such a tight-knit group, and we did everything together. Like, we would hang out every single day. You know, when we were in the dorms, like, we were always at someone's dorm. We were either watching a movie or we were just doing something all together, which was really fun. And now I think nowadays we kind of broke it up a little bit. You know, we're all still friends and stuff, but I feel that we don't hang out as often, but we're still all in contact. But when we do hang out, it's always a lot of fun.
I wasn't necessarily as close with everyone as I am now, and I had some friends that I'm not friends with anymore that either don't go here or still go here. But I'm definitely a lot closer with everybody in the friend group now than way more now than I was back then.
I think it's definitely, the relationship with everybody is definitely different, because freshman year we'd see each other all the time, and now it's a lot less, but I still feel there's at least 1 or 2 nights every semester where like I know I have my moments with everybody that'll just be like a kind of a key core memory that is a night that you're gonna remember for a while. So I feel like I have that with everybody. At least once or twice a semester. So
I remember freshman year, everyone was jumping in the reflection pool outside all the dorms, and I always wanted to do that. It was just so fun, and all of our friends were doing it, and I just realized, like, at the end of the year when everyone was jumping in the reflection pool, like, how wholesome it kind of was.
What I think other people think about us is that I think might be a little bit intimidating of a group, or what I've heard from other people were maybe a little bit intimidating just because we're a big, close-knit group and we kind of have like really big personalities, all of us together. But I feel like we're very open to inviting other people.
A nice happy memory that comes to mind whenever I think of our friend group is probably on one lovely evening during sophomore year where we were all just hanging out way too late at JD's apartment, and we decided to go into his room, like 7 of us squeezed in there, and then we just put on some pretty fire music. I don't know why it was so good, but we were really feeling it. It was like 4 a.m. and we were dancing our little hearts out. And I've never felt such pure joy and bliss, probably.
My roommates, they had a friend who didn't like us, and they would tell them all these things about us. So at a party that me and my friend Brittany were at, their friend literally came up and choked Brittany out and then punched me in the face. So after that, we filed like some legal things, and some stuff happened with that. Everything's been resolved. Snow day recently, we had a great time. We literally walked around the campus and we just played in the snow all day, slid down the hill at Bellamy, and yeah, it was really fun.
I feel like meeting this whole entire friend group has made it really, like my college experience really easy, just because of how well I got along with everyone from the start.
I would describe Della Goins as a craft and probably the sunshine.
I just love the outdoors, and I think that planting flowers just bring beauty.
I describe Ruth Rodriguez as probably a bird and a screen.
Two words that come to mind when I think of Gabe, probably, like, hey dude, but like, honestly, yeah, those 2 words, but like as a pairing, so like, hey dude, like a surfer, yeah.
The 2 words to describe Jackson Brennan would be flip-flops and nachos.
And when I think of Kinsley Stevens, like, I have 2 things that come to mind. It's music, because she's oriented with WGUR, and then probably go-getter. She is very, like, motivated. She's really a hardworking student, and it's really, like, admirable that she just is always trying to get better.
When I think of Cole, I think of a fun time, and I just think of colors in general.
When I think of JD, I think of girl and Dawn.